I don't know why I'm doing this. I do know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this at Beck's behest because Beck wants to ruin my relaxing weekend off with some Xavier nonsense, right? We're gonna watch Xavier and MC be dumb. Oh god. Oh no, it's Dumb and Dumber pairing. What is he doing? Nuzzling her like that. Why is he sniffing her? Absolute professional. She makes her way through the guests and finds herself alone in the large venue. A week ago, Xavier and she received a mission to attend Henrik Harris's birthday banquet. He's the heir of a corporation in Goldwood City. Why did these two get an invitation? They're just regular, like, cops.
생일 파티는 일종의 연막이고 실제로는 코어 거래를 위한 장소를 제공하는 거야.
Oh, I see. They're undercover. The birthday banquet is just a cover. I see.
너희들은 손님으로 위장해서 불법 거래 코어들을 조사하고 회수해. 깔끔하게 처리하도록.
Okay. The hotel interior is huge and makes finding the destination a challenge. Xavier and she decide to split up, but... Did something happen to Xavier? He hasn't contacted me for a while. She goes to a corner, ready to speak to him again through her earpiece, but then a stranger's voice calls out to her.
안녕하세요. 혼자 온 건가요? 파트너는요?
Time for you to shower alone without a hot guy or a raccoon MC? MC was a little wild during those times, but now she's back to work. She will surely be 100% professional and ethical. Has she ever been? A burly man. That did not sound like a burly man. Wow. Wearing an expensive suit raises his glass to her. Pretending to be angry, she furrows her brow. He promised he'd accompany me to the banquet, but I can't find him anywhere. If I had known it'd be this boring, I would never have come here.
별 볼 일 없는 파트너겠네요. 젊은 사람들은 소중함을 모른다니까.
This guy does not sound burly.
혼자 너무 쓸쓸해 보이는데 저와 같이 한잔하지 않을래요?
As he gestures, she looks at his collar and can vaguely make out a sun-shaped tattoo on his neck. Information at the Operations Support Center revealed surfaces in her mind. A sun tattoo. Is he Henrik's personal guard? Wait. He is Henrik's personal bodyguard, and instead of being a bodyguard, he is out here trying to pick up chicks. Wow. I don't think they know what burly means, yeah. Believing Henrik's personal bodyguard might know a little bit about the protocol deal, she responds. I almost forgot to ask, you're...
제임스라고 불러주세요. 여긴 너무 시끄럽네요. 6층에 스카이 라운지가 있는데 조용하고 분위기도 좋아요. 올라가서 한잔 하실까요?
James and she take the elevator to the 6th floor. The hallway is silent. He's even leaving the location to bang this chick. Jesus.
도련님께서 3일 전에 이 호텔을 통째로 빌려서 방해할 사람은 없을 거예요.
This is... Walking next to her, James moves closer. He seems to want to wrap his arms around her shoulders. Immediately, she grabs his wrist, flips him over, pulls out her gun from its drop leg holster, and pins him against the fire hydrant. Good girl. Wait, fire hydrant. Why is a fire hydrant inside on the 6th floor? It's nice to not have anyone disturb me now.
너 누구야?
Are you in a position to ask such a question? She takes out a syringe from her holster and injects its colorless liquid into his neck. Wasn't she going to try to get information from him? This is the NPX9 poison developed by our organization. You'll die from heart failure in a couple of days. But if you cooperate, I'll have someone give you the antidote tomorrow. If you don't...
나는 곽진의 보디가드일 뿐이야. 아무것도 모른다고.
Oh. Oh, I see, I see. So she is interrogating him. I think this is a war crime? I'm pretty sure this is a war crime? Don't you know where they stored the protocol for their deal? The expression on his face betrays him. She reaches her gun and points its muzzle at his throat.
잠깐! 말할게. 코어는 5층 5219호 객실에 있어. 하지만 거긴 여러 명이 지키고 있고 코어도 금고에 있어. 금고 비밀번호는 몰라. 정말 모른다고.
Did you hear that? They played the cocking of the gun. I'm not lying, I swear. What's a little war crime between friends? Just as she's thinking about getting more information from the person in front of her, she suddenly hears a sound coming from her earpiece.
지금 어디야?
Wow, now Xavier's here. I'm on the 6th floor. What about you?
5219호 객실이야. 금고 비밀번호는 내가 알아냈으니까 이쪽으로 와.
He's at the location. He knows, and he didn't think to... Xavier's the worst partner, you guys. Right now, she doesn't have time to ask Xavier about where he went. She has no choice but to put her gun away and go and get to the 5th floor as soon as possible.
저기 해독제는 어떻게 줄 거지?
There is no antidote. It's just a drug that makes people pass out for an hour. Meet me at the hotel exit at noon tomorrow. If you tell anyone about this, you're dead. James nods. She turns around and steps into the elevator. After the doors are closed, the voice in her earpiece continues to talk.
NPX9. 그건 어제 같이 본 만화에서.
MC! Literally, he could have communicated a tiny bit and he would have helped prevent a war crime, right? Yeah, all those lines just popped into my head. I felt like I could intimidate him. She's crazy.
제법인걸.
He's praising her. Oh, I don't know how I feel. Then try to figure out what I'm about to say is real or not. I'm coming over to settle a score with you.
기다릴게.
Many people lie unconscious outside room 5219. The door is wide open, welcoming her. She walks over to Xavier, who's in the middle of a fight's aftermath. He's focused on inputting the code into the lock. Are they gonna get it on in this bed? Did you take care of all these people? It's only a war crime if it's the second time. As she speaks, the safe opens. A small rose-colored stone lies quietly inside it. Xavier takes out the protocore and places it in the device provided by the association to isolate this protocurve.
곧 사람들이 올 거야. 얼른 가자.
Okay. Even though she still wants to ask him about where he went, it's only a matter of time before more of Henrik's men arrive. Escaping is the main priority. Xavier slides open the glass door to the balcony. Cold air rushes into the room. She looks at the vast darkness outside. Suddenly she has an idea. Are we going to use a zip line from here? It'd be cool, as if we're in a spy movie.
안전 통로로 내려가려고 했는데 네가 원한다면.
We have a safety rope. Wow, she just wants to have shenanigans. Yeah, they're definitely just sleeping. She takes one out of the pocket of an unconscious bodyguard and throws it at Xavier. Xavier hangs a hook on the balcony railing. With his back facing the brightly lit city, he looks at her.
준비됐어?
She quickly runs over, jumps over the railing, and wraps her arms around his waist. Wow, she just wanted to do this, right? She just wanted to pull stunts.
꽉 잡아.
He wraps one arm around her while the other grips the rope. Together, they take a leap of faith. They are so silly. Rappelling is more fun. Let's do a Batman zipline. I was just gonna use the fire escape for sure. Let's do your thing. I know, right? Right? She's crazy. She is. They literally just want to do some like shenanigans. In the rapid descent, the cool breeze pierces her skin. It's as if she's being plunged into the cold night. She knows the view must be beautiful if she looks down, but she ends up meeting his gaze for some reason.
아까는 미행당하고 있어서 연락하지 못했어.
Why does he sound like this? Huh?
나중에 따돌리긴 했지만 또 미행당할 수 있으니 혼자 코어를 찾은 거야.
I see. Why are you suddenly talking about this?
아무것도 아니야.
He's making excuses. Xavier shakes his head, turning his gaze away from her face, and just as she's about to ask him a question, her feet touch the ground. They sure didn't have to do all that. Their post-mission reports must be a hot mess, right? I get it, I've jumped out of a window before. Yeah, I don't think she even cares anymore. I don't think she's even upset that he didn't contact her or communicate with her. She's just like, I get to do a crazy stunt. She can almost hear noises from the hotel floor above her. Two men wearing suits have unfriendly expressions on their faces as they poke their heads out of the 5th floor window. Her brain is just going wee, right? Her brain has like zero brain cells.
이제 다음 편을 촬영해 볼까?
Which is? Xavier grabs her hand and starts running. Maybe one day, Kathy.
도망?
And they run. They make their escape downtown and slow down as they head into a quiet residential district. Why is the romantic music playing? The streets are empty, leaves rustle in the wind. She feels as if Xavier and she are the only two people left in this world. Xavier. You still haven't told me why you were explaining yourself earlier. He stops in his tracks only to start walking again. His tone is gentle, seemingly gone with the breeze.
그러니까 나는 널 버리고 갈 만큼 무책임한 파트너가 아니라는 거지. 소중함을 모르는 젊은이도 아니고.
Ah. So he overheard the conversation with the guy and it made him anxious. Wow, he's an idiot. You are undercover. She was playing a part. MC only has the attention span for a mission for like an hour. Yeah, right? Taken aback, she finally remembers what James said at the banquet. Those are words that she placed in the back of her mind. Yeah, because they're not important. Oh, you overheard everything?
응. 어쩌다 보니 들었어.
Huh. I think in Korean he says like, yeah, somehow I overheard. Not you were very loud. Okay. It's a very different line. Of course, I know you wouldn't do those things.
나도 알지만 그래도 다시 한번 말해주고 싶었어.
Before she realized it, he's staring at her again. With him being suddenly serious, the conversation feels a little awkward. She nods and looks up at the sky. The moon, which was hidden by clouds moments ago, gazes down upon the land. They talk for a bit as they walk. Then Xavier and she remember they need to find a place to stay. They haven't... They didn't book a place to stay beforehand? Yeah, she is an ADHD little raccoon, isn't she? Both of them turn their attention to a nearby hotel as it shimmers with its dazzling lights in the night. That's my food. I forgot to ask, how did you locate the protocol and figure out the code to the safe?
그건...
Oh, flashback.
코어를 가져간 놈이 비밀번호를 알려주지 않으면 나를 호텔 50층에 묶어서 그네를 태우겠다고 했어. 얌전하게 생긴 놈이 얼마나 독하던지. 너희들은 어떻게 속아 넘어간 거야?
Oh, it wasn't a flashback. Just, okay. Wow, violence. They didn't have a safe house extraction plan or apparently a time table for when they were due. I know! Like, what is this? We'd like to make a reservation for 2 single rooms, please.
지금 싱글룸은 없고 더블룸 1개만 있습니다.
You guys are already out of single rooms?
바깥을 보세요. 곧 날이 밝을 거예요. 게다가 좀 있으면 폭우가 내릴 거예요. 여긴 공항이랑 가까워서 오후만 돼도 객실이 꽉 차요.
This is like the oldest trope in the book. I know comedy music. Are there other hotels in this area?
있다고 해도 빈 객실은 없을 거예요.
나는 오늘 밖에서 자도 돼.
Are you a dog? Outside? Do you mean here? Xavier nods. It's going to rain. This place will get cold. We'll take the double room then. He's an idiot. After completing the check-in process, the receptionist hands her the keycard. Her gaze lingers on her and Xavier for a moment.
어서 오세요.
Wow. And Zane, probably finished Zane. She tries her best to focus on the storm outside so she can ignore Xavier's presence in this cramped space. It's raining cats and dogs. After watching the rain for a while, she can't help but feel thirsty. She walks over to the table to grab some water. Xavier happens to pass by. It's difficult for two people to walk side by side in the narrow hallway. She has no choice but to brace her hands on the desk, using it to hoist herself up so he has room. What kind of room is this?
무릎이 까졌네.
She's like, oh no, there's only one bed. I guess we'll have to make out. Damn. She looks down. The area that was covered by the hem of her dress now has a red mark because of her position. Maybe it's from the rope burn while descending from the hotel's upper floor, or it's a scratch she got without realizing it. I feel like those would look very different. Xavier kneels in front of her, grasps her ankles, and takes off her high heels.
아파?
Oh. Don't touch it. She pulls her leg back, her toes curling up, but in the next second, she's pulled towards him again. His thumb gently touches the skin beside her injury. Her face is red like a tomato. Does he really know what he's doing?
프론트 데스크에 가서 반창고가 있는지 물어볼게.
It's just a scratch. It'll heal in no time. Xavier shakes his head, stands up, and leaves the room. She's finally able to relax a little. When he returns, he's holding a box filled with bandages that have red foxes on them.
이런 반창고밖에 없다고 하네.
A rope from a spontaneous ziplining. They're not bad. They're cute, actually. Even though they're talking about how cute the bandage patterns are, her gaze can't help but drift to Xavier. Because he's cute. He gets down on one knee and covers her knee with the bandage. The dim light blurs the outline of his hair. She can't help but reach out and pat his lower head. No disinfectant first? She's just gonna pet him. His hair is soft to the touch. Now that I think about it, were you listening to me talk the whole day?
그렇다고 할 수 있지. 그런데 전부 다 듣진 못했어.
Wait. So the communication channel between the both of them doesn't turn on and off. It's just always on? And that didn't distract her? What did you hear?
너한테 작업 걸려는 사람이 많던데.
And no one approached him? I don't believe it. After smoothing out the bandage, Xavier puts slippers on her feet, and then he stands up and leans against the edge of the table, shoulder to shoulder with her.
몇 마디 대화도 나눠보지 않았으면서 너한테 술 마시자고 하고 네가 그걸 거절하면 당신은 정말 특별한 사람이에요. 한 번만 더 기회를 주시면 안 될까요? 라고 말하는 걸 들었지.
You bet she never found the mute button. She wasn't paying attention during the briefing. Yeah, I feel like it has to be like a one-way thing, cause like a she's an idiot thing, cause like legit, that's a stupid way to get caught, you know? Like, she glances at the ceiling, an indescribable feeling in her heart. Then she continues the conversation. Yeah, you were really paying attention.
그래서 기회를 줬어?
Did you give him a chance? I thought you listened to the whole thing. Those people thought I'd be a good partner to kill some time with, so they came up with an excuse to take me away. They'll always say those words to many girls and be just as nice to them.
진작 알았으면 너랑 같이 움직일 걸 그랬어.
Wow, he is jealous. You didn't need to do that. I just feel... She glances at the little fox bandage on her knee. Her lips unconsciously curve into a smile. You have your secrets too, but you're different from them. Really? I think the only difference is he's hot. That's it. You're like a cupcake I tucked away so I can have you all to myself. What kind of analogy is this? I was only half listening. I was busy putting people to sleep. Xavier pauses for a moment. She's not sure if he didn't understand her or if he was thinking of a response. Only the sound of heavy rain can be heard outside. Why aren't you saying anything? Xavier turns his face to the side, and before she realizes it, his hand that's on the table slides over. He hooks his pinky over hers.
네가 말한 그 조각 케이크가 네가 제일 좋아하는 맛인지 궁금해서.
Wow. He is pathetic. Hello, could you tell me when breakfast will be served at the hotel?
죄송하지만 조식은 2시간 후에 제공되고 괜찮으시다면 왼쪽 복도에 식품 자판기가 있어요.
Oh my gosh, so it's the next day. They're not heading back yet, and she wants to have breakfast at the hotel. Oh, this is so funny. It might take 2 hours though. So breakfast at hotels usually are open like around like 6 o'clock, are they not? So it's like 4 a.m. MC, please. This poor staff. You're like the cupcake I shoved into my purse the last time I went shoplifting. Thank you. She's not actually hungry. It's just the room that she's sharing with Xavier is too stuffy. If they stayed there for another second, a fire would have started.
저기
Wow, she is. Just as she's about to leave, the receptionist calls out to her.
혹시 오늘 같이 오신 남성분은 남자친구인가요?
Him? Why are we talking about him?
아까 그분이 오셔서 반창고를 달라고 하셨는데 귀여운 그림이 있는 반창고는 없냐고 그러시는 거 있죠?
He deliberately sought out cute band-aids for her.
고객님께 드리려는 것 같던데 좀 귀엽게 느껴져서요.
And I believe her. She meant that literally. A fire. Yeah. Right. She's reminded again of the little fox bandages still smiling on her knee. It is cute. Along with how he curled his finger around hers. But he can be a little mischievous sometimes.
연애가 다 그런 거죠 뭐.
You're not wrong.
좋은 시간 되세요.
She heads into the hallway left of the lobby's front desk, ready to grab something to eat from the vending machine. Do people normally just talk to people about their personal I don't know. That seems unprofessional to me. As soon as she gets there, she sees Xavier standing in front of it. He picks up the cookies that fall from the vending machine, then notices her after he turns around. He doesn't appear to be surprised. Did he hear everything I said to the receptionist?
배가 조금 고프네.
What did you hear? Did you hear anything?
방금 프론트 데스크에 사람이 몇 명 있던데 뭔가 듣긴 들었어.
Also, she's still
그런데
undercover.
정확히 뭐가 궁금한 거야?
They sure as heck didn't report back in yet, right? The receptionist, or conversation I had with the receptionist. Well, pretend you didn't hear it. Xavier chuckles and looks at her. Embarrassed, she turns around to leave.
방으로 가려고?
I'm gonna move and live on another planet. For the mission, we gotta roleplay as a crazy lovesick couple. Yeah, right? It's totally not reflective of any reality. I like how they're like, oh, it was a cramped room, and then they show us this, which is not a cramped room. After showering, she comes out of the bathroom while holding a bottle of lotion. It's the lotion. No! She glances at Xavier. I'm done. You can use the bathroom now. Despite its small size, the hotel room has everything, including bathrobes. He seems to casually glance in her direction. Noticing how she's wearing a bathrobe, his gaze lingers on her for a second longer. He immediately looks away. Xavier enters the bathroom and she sits on the bed. She hears the bathroom door closing behind her. The protocore on the bedside table is in a half-open collection device. It twinkles under the dim light as if enchanted. She stares at it and loses herself in her thoughts until she hears the bathroom door opening. It's still raining. I wonder how long it'll last. Oh my gosh, the bathrobe.
동이 트면 그칠 거야.
So it was a hotel bathrobe. I see. So his bathrobe is a hotel bathrobe. Xavier walks to the armchair by the floor-to-ceiling window and it sits down. He doesn't appear to be dry as water droplets run down his neck and land on his bathrobe's collar. With him wet like this, there's something in the air that's becoming more tangible by the second.
무슨 생각해?
I'm thinking about someone.
어떤 사람인데?
What kind of person? The person who tends to my wounds. With her fingers, she taps the bandage on her knee. The little fox is cute. I like it.
마음에 드는 건 반창고뿐이야?
It's as if he knows how to make her heart skip a beat. Did you know this protocore can affect a person's senses? I've been staring at it for a while now. I'm not sure if it's affecting me, but I feel like everything's a little blurry. I can't see you clearly. The protocore, aka the super dangerous item, casually on their bedside table. I know, right? What are they doing? Man. Xavier stands up, approaches the edge of the bed, and sits down. The mattress slightly sinks in at one corner. Oh, the music is starting. The sexy music is starting.
아직도 잘 안 보여?
You still can't see me? Wow. You're at the doctor's getting a shot? Oh good, don't blast this on your speakers. Purposefully pausing for a moment, she nods.
정말 코어 때문인 것 같네.
You have headphones. Good. Good. Oh, good, Kathy. You made it in time for the sexy music, so I think some stuff is about to start. It's making me horny. The protocore is making her horny. That's her excuse. I guess your senses really were affected. He teases her near the... he had teased her near the front desk at the hotel lobby earlier. It's time for her to return the favor. Xavier. Suddenly, he reaches out and cradles her face. His fingers... Oh my god, I am misreading everything. I'm sorry, guys. His fingers gently caress her cheeks.
내가 만지는 게 느껴져?
Oh no, the nuke is making me bone up. It's like a Spaceballs parody. His fingers go further down, his nails almost grazing her cheeks. It feels like... It's like they're leaving behind a tickle on her heart. Only a little.
그럼 냄새는?
She sniffs the air around her. The permeating fragrance belongs to the shower gel the hotel provided. She shakes her head. Weird, I can't smell anything.
정말이야?
He moves closer to her, slightly leans forward, and takes a quick sniff. Okay, that's weird.
아무것도 안 느껴져? 내 몸에서 나는 향기랑 똑같은데.
Her cheeks are flushed. She tries to cool them with her hands. But as soon as her hand touches her face, he captures it. He takes her wrist and holds it.
다행이다. 온도는 느낄 수 있는 것 같네.
It's like a tickle on her heart. Amazing pros, Team Z, you're cooking. I know, right? Team Z, please. This writing.
네 얼굴이 빨개졌다는 걸 알아챘잖아.
Her body stiffens. Then he picks up the protocore from the bedside table and examines it under the light.
이 장치로도 코어의 프로토커브를 차단하지 못할 줄이야. 아까 네가 코어를 계속 쳐다봐서 그런 건가 봐.
She tugs at his sleeve, unable to figure out whether she's meaning to be flirty or not. Oh, I'm glad she's aware that she's flirting at least. Even if she's not aware of her intentions. You shouldn't look at that. What if you end up like me? What then?
걱정 마. 감각에만 영향을 끼치는 거잖아.
He slowly places the protocore back on the bedside table and turns to look at her. It's almost as if tiny flames are flickering in the depths of his gaze. They're faint yet ready to ignite her soul at any moment.
다행히도 감정에는 영향을 주지 않는 것 같네.
So emotions can be influenced by the protocores? How frightening.
가장 무서운 건 따로 있어.
What do you mean?
가장 무서운 건 바로 지금의 나처럼.
Huh? He lifts her hand and nuzzles it.
지금의 나처럼 무언가에서 헤어나지 못하는 거야.
When he looks up at her, there's a fleeting emotion in his eyes that's tinged with desperation. Has Xavier been ignited by the sparks in her gaze?
비가 그치기 전에 더 하고 싶은 거 없어?
She looks at the lotion that's next to the protocore on the bedside table. Xavier follows her gaze. Oh no. MC! MC being horny on main. Oh my god. She wonders if he'll call out her bluff when she asks questions she already knows the answers to. They're setting fire to the hotel room. But does it really matter? You're acting just like me. Did you notice that? What's wrong? Oh, here it comes, guys.
저런 코어의 프로토커브는 사람의 감각을 둔화시켜.
Then maybe you've been affected by it. Oh my god.
어쩌면 더 이상
Why is the protocore covered in lotion?
널 느끼지 못할지도 몰라.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Smell test.
딸기.
This is, what is this called? Oh my gosh. What is, this is foreplay. Oh my gosh.
아니면 체리. 맞았어?
Oh my god. What is happening? Here's another test. What do you think my hand is doing right now?
좀 더 세게.
Harder. Oh my god.
그래도 약해.
Oh my gosh. The slight panting. Okay, heavy panting. If you still don't feel it,
여전히 아무 느낌 없다면 상태가 너무 심각해진 게 아닐까.
oh my gosh. This is so graphic, right? What should we do? Oh my gosh, the trembling like gasps. Oh!
그렇다면 오늘 밤이 마지막이네.
What?
그런데 아직 네 감각 테스트가 남았어.
Oh my god.
지금부턴 미각 테스트야.
Even someone like you can lose your composure.
너무 이성적인 것도 쓸모없어.
What are you thinking about?
망상.
Taste test, Xavier, don't eat the lotion. I think he's tasting her, but okay. The rain doesn't stop until dawn. That means they don't. I think that means, okay, we all know that sentence really means they don't stop until dawn. Oh my god. When she wakes up, Xavier is still fast asleep. When is he not? On his collarbone is. The memories of last night are still vivid in her mind. She finds the bandage she got yesterday, takes one, and carefully puts it to the red mark on Xavier's collarbone. They didn't even get married before they did the deed. At least Themis had them get engaged, you know? What will the CCP say about this? I'm just kidding. She finds the bandage she got yesterday, takes one, and carefully puts it on the red marking on Xavier's collarbone. That seems to wake him up. His eyebrows twitch. They come back from the mission covered in hickeys. The whole staff is like, Jesus Christ, we shouldn't have sent these two together. As she tries to get up, he pulls her into his arms. It's time for us to check out.
조금만 더 이러고 있자. 조금만.
She shifts into a comfortable position and looks at the pendant light. You know the devices provided by the squad are flawless. They can easily isolate a protocore's protocurves. Unicorn's logistics teams wouldn't be so careless.
그건 상식이잖아.
She nods. Only idiots would think a protocore could affect them. While his eyes are closed, he nods along with her, yet he hugs her even tighter. Yeah, you were both just making excuses.
맞아. 바보가 아닌 이상.
Wow. Wow. What is this nonsense? Alright, time for palette cleanser. Okay guys, ready to see if Zane's story is any better? Or worse? It could be worse, to be honest. Who knows, right? MC is going to try to shave him, and that is already terrifying. Okay, wow. I can't believe you fell for the nuke made me horny. Yeah, I totally fell for that. Yeah, the worst agents, they really are. Oh, I didn't read the blurb. Not that I read the blurb for the other one either. Oh. Zane and MC's stories are always so dramatic. Oh my god, Ether, don't pull pranks like that. How did the single mission include war crimes and hickeys? Don't forget the rappelling that they definitely did not need to do. In the frontline hospital of the Wanderer quarantine zone, the people hastily coming and going are the medical team and hunters. She sits in a chair against the wall, holding gauze against her forehead that won't stop bleeding. She's slowly starting to lose consciousness. Shouldn't someone tend to her?
안녕하세요. 국제 헌터 채널입니다.
The medic team isn't attending to her and is just... and there's a journal. Oh my gosh.
1시간 전 폐허에 갇힌 남매를 용감하게 구해주신 젊은 헌터가 바로 이분입니다. 당시의 상황이 매우 긴박했을 것 같은데요. 생명의 위협을 받는 그 순간 무슨 생각을 하셨죠?
I wasn't really thinking about anything. She weakly waves her hand, trying to keep her body from collapsing in the chair. Oh, I hear footsteps. I hope it's Zane. I'm alright. My head just hurts. And I really want to get some sleep. Is there a bed around here?
상처를 치료해야 하니 비켜주세요.
She looks up, trying to see who this person is, but her eyelids feel heavy, sticky, and uncomfortable. A hand rests on her shoulder. Someone leans closer to gently wipe the blood from her eyelids.
내 말 들려?
The man's voice is somewhat cold. He keeps calling her name again and again, as if he's afraid she might actually fall asleep. She slowly blinks her eyes. Upon seeing who it is, she instantly becomes alert. The song they were playing was sus, so you got the scene where the voice line and the music, and girls are blushing and check their phones. Some guys as well. Oh dear. Zane? Seeing her shout, he... Oh, I should have shouted that. Seeing her shout, he breathes out a sigh of relief and immediately becomes serious again, like how he is at work.
어떻게 다친 거야?
Injured? Me? I don't even have a scratch. As she's bleeding from her head. Did she not say she was bleeding from her head a moment ago? As he calmly scrutinizes her, her voice gets quieter and quieter. Well, when I passed by the quarantine zone, I saved a kid. But I was too slow. A wall panel from the second floor crashed down and...
알았어.
The reporter standing next to them tries to ask her something, but Zane intervenes and blocks the camera. Shout Zane for us.
인터뷰는 여기까지 하시죠. 너는 따라와.
Unlike Lingon City, the frontline hospital in this neighborhood small town was hastily put together a month before the Wanderer attack. The so-called wards and consultation rooms are makeshift, nothing more than repurposed and abandoned houses. The medical facilities are extremely limited.
오늘의 위협 지수는 안전 범위 내로 떨어졌으며 자기장도 점차 회복되고 있습니다. 전쟁은 보름 이내로 종료될 전망이며
전 세계의 모든 병원에 회원 등록을 할 생각이야?
The inevitable question is finally asked. She reveals a weak smile and slightly waves her hand. But now that she's awake, even a small movement feels like a sharp tug on her wound. Ouch. He slightly lifts his gaze, glancing at the wound on her forehead. His expression finally softens.
마취제를 바르면 좀 아프긴 해. 상처에 이물질이나 감염된 흔적은 없으니까 소독 후에 봉합할 수 있을 거야.
He leans closer, wearing sterile gloves, as he removes the scabs on his surgical towel. The scent of povidone iodine fills her nostrils. It makes Zane's touch feel particularly distinct. Sensing his gaze, or her gaze, Zane makes eye contact with her.
왜 그래?
Zane, I didn't see your name on the medical team list. How come you're here?
우연의 일치지.
He pauses for a second before looking away, his breath brushing against her cheek. And there are countless coincidences in this world. But isn't it overkill to have the chief surgeon of a cardiac surgery division stitch my forehead wound?
최전선 병원으로 온 의사들은 모두 수요에 따라 배정돼. 마침 일정이 비는 사람은 나뿐이니까 의사의 지시에 잘 따라줘.
Someone googled that. Normal people would have just written iodine. Yeah, iodine was the only thing I could read. I'm concerned about the limited medical supplies. Besides, it's just a minor injury for me. I'm alive and well. It's a head wound! This girl. He clicks his tongue and his reflection on the crochet phlebectomy hook gleams coldly. What? She quickly closes her eyes.
전쟁터에서 사망한 사람들은 상처를 제때 치료하지 못해 감염된 경우가 대부분이야.
Yeah, good point.
상처를 치료하지 못하면 궤양, 파상풍, 농혈증이 일어나고 심지어 감염성 쇼크 등 여러 증상이 발생하지.
There's an alert in your chart that says feral, avoid touching, so I felt I had to step in. Honestly, yes. She might carry rabies. The what now? I know, right? I'll show it again. Oh, can I? Yeah, I can. Crochet phlebectomy hook. I don't know what that is either. But his face can be reflected in it. Is that a clue? Does that help? Oh my goodness.
(48시간) 동안 상처 부위가 물에 닿으면 안 돼. 자극적이거나 매운 음식 그리고 격렬한 운동은 삼가야 하고.
Not at all. Yeah, don't ask me. I don't even know what this what this is. Phlebectomy. Don't eat anything spicy, okay? Oh no, I can't eat spicy food. No, Zane. A moment of silence passes. He tucks a few loose strands of hair behind her ears.
난 먼저 가볼게.
I'll be going first. Goodbye, Dr. Zane. You're the best. Watching Zane's retreating figure, she finally lets out a sigh of relief and slightly narrows her eyes. Zane isn't using some sort of tracker on me, right? The rescue team's efforts are on the right track. Most of the city's wanderers have been eliminated. The lockdown gradually eases up, and the wanderers' threat level decreases with each passing day. As an injured person, though her limbs are intact, she's ordered by her team leader to rest at HQ since there's plenty of manpower available now. During her tedious days of rest, Zane becomes increasingly busy.
누나, 내가 그때 공중에서 떨어질 때 날 어떻게 받은 거예요?
If he's stitching her up, then he's using a needle driver and tooth pickups, fancy tweezers. Okay, yeah. Phlebectomy means to remove blood clots. I literally don't know how that's involved in suturing. Yeah, I think somebody made a mistake in searching something up. Either the original team did or the other team did, which... weird. Oh, but you know what? You said fancy tweezers, right? They did say crochet. So maybe that's what they were referring to? Maybe they were just talking about the tweezers, but they got that mixed up with something else. At the time, she had one hand holding... Oh, at the time, I had one hand holding you and the other gripping the burglar-proof window grill. Then I slowly pulled you up.
힘이 엄청 센가 봐요.
Yeah, she's really strong. She just did like a Captain America move there. Of course, just look at my biceps. Impressive, right? I have abs. Don't show your abs to children. They looked up surly. That was enough. Burly. That's probably right. Crochet hook. Yeah, it was probably like something like that. Crochet hook. Oh my gosh. The door to the ward is pushed open and a familiar figure dressed in white walks in.
의사 선생님, 누나가 복근을 보여줄 거예요.
No, don't show your abs. Logo 가봐. I know, right? Our MC needs to stop. Oh no, I wasn't.
어린이는 그런 쓸데없는 건 보면 안 돼.
In Korean, he says something else. I think in Korean he says,
어린이는 그런 쓸데없는 건 보면 안 돼.
you can't show such useless things or like pointless things to children. She needs a private room for everyone else's sake. Right? For the safety of the children. Hey, you...
길 좀 내주실 수 있을까요? 회진해야 해서요.
You're picking on me again. It's your eye muscles that are disappointing. Worried that staying here might disturb his work, she starts to head to the door when Zane suddenly calls out to her. He holds a medical record in his hand and stares at the gauze on her forehead for a while.
옆에 5번 진료실에서 기다려.
According to the medical staff schedule, you should be on break, Dr. Zane.
모든 환자한테 최선을 다하려는 것뿐이야.
Yeah, what are breaks to doctors? What are breaks? Wearing sterile gloves, Zane comes to her side and carefully removes the gauze from her wound. Don't you feel anxious after having worked for several days now?
휴게실에 앉아 있는 것보다 이렇게 하는 게 더 편해.
Are you talking about removing my stitches?
네가 무사히 내 앞에 앉아 있고 그리고 나한테 반항할 힘이 남아 있는 것. 이것만으로도 안정감이 들어. 상처는 잘 아물었네. 실밥은 풀었지만 그래도 조심해야 해.
Beck is doing Cappy Star Rail, so Cappy don't log in.
이쪽 병원은 아무래도 설비가 제한적이니까 임천시로 돌아가면 흉터 연고를 챙겨줄게. 그럼 흉터가 남지 않을 거야.
With Zane's softly spoken words, it feels like something is touching her brow. Unlike the cold touch of tweezers and crochet phlebectomy hook, I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, I think that's just the needle. Right? A needle driver and the fancy tweezers. So they mentioned the tweezers, right? So this is just the oh my gosh, it's literally just the needle. The warmth from his hand leaves her yearning for more. Why is he suddenly bringing this up? I'm not that fragile. And even if it does leave a scar, it's not a big deal. It's because the suture needle is curved, so that's where the crochet comes from. Ah! Oh my gosh. But still. Speaking of which, I've kept myself busy while I was resting. Bobby took me to their backyard to pick newly grown oranges. Alfred's mom knitted me a scarf, even though it's already summer. I also learned from Aina's grandmother how to do fortune telling with leftover coffee grounds.
예언?
Seeing him take the bait, she purposefully speaks slower. She smiles as she observes Zane's expression. Yeah, I consulted the heavens for when the one will show up and sweep me off my feet.
하늘이 뭐라고 대답했는데?
And what did the heavens say? The heavens told me that the one is very busy. It's hard to meet up with him. Ah! A ray of sunlight slips through the blinds and lands perfectly on his indifferent gaze. I'm sorry.
미안해.
Oh, that's his line.
일부러 그런 건 아니야.
The breath above her pauses. He's much more gentle now. Oh, Annie's aunt wanted me to ask you something. What are the qualities you look for in a person you like, Dr. Zane?
살아있는 것.
Alive? Someone who's alive. The standards are so low. I'm just kidding. The suture needle comes in flesh piercing and flesh cutting types. So phlebectomy maybe comes from the piercing one. Ah. Gross. Doesn't a kitty or a puppy also qualify for that?
하지만 어떤 사람은 건강하게 살아있는 것도 제대로 해내지 못하는 걸.
Oh, he's just worried about her. I'm not always injured. You shouldn't have those kinds of stereotypes about hunters. Just as Zane is about to say something, a voice outside the door interrupts him.
이제 일할 시간이라 잡담은 여기까지.
Vital signs. The mission is almost at its end. Hunters and medical team have started to make their trip back one at a time. Zane and she have set their departure date for a week later. This afternoon, several kids excitedly push open the doors to the lounge. They surround her and Zane.
날씨가 너무 더워요. 오늘 저녁에 다 같이 바람 쐬러 산에 갈 거예요. 모두한테 작별 인사도 할 겸이요.
Aside from bad translation, the team that's actually writing the Zane story, I feel like, is doing a slightly better job than the team that wrote the Xavier story.
헌터 누나, 의사 아저씨.
But we'll see.
같이 가줄 거죠? 의사 아저씨는요?
$65 beats per minute. Zane tenderly holds your hand, leans in and smiles, and says 65 beats per minute. Uncle Doctor is busy, but he'd definitely go if he had time, right, Dr. Zane?
의사 아저씨는 바쁘지만 의사 형이라면 아마 시간 될 거야.
Oh, that's cute. So, in Korean, he says 의사 아저씨, meaning uncle doctor, but then he says for the I, he says big brother doctor, like hyung. So that's cute. So Uncle Doctor is busy, but Big Brother Doctor might have some time. That's cute. Once it's evening, they hop onto a cart that's been vibrantly decorated by locals. It's a bumpy ride to the elevated center of town. Lantern-like street lights cast a warm glow. Bustling streets are filled with people returning home from the shelters. The moon hangs in the sky, and stars are scattered across the night, chirping away crickets hide in the shadows. Okay, yeah, he is very cute. Zane is very cute sometimes. A month ago, this place was a desolate ruin where not even the chirping of insects or birds could be heard. Now you can see lights.
생명은 우리가 생각한 것보다 더 강해.
Is it because you're a doctor that you always have such awe and respect for life?
그러면 너는 헌터니까 늘 다른 사람의 생명이 중요하고 자신의 생명은 어떻게 되든 상관없나?
Oh, yeah. So far, no war crimes here. Xavier's got to catch up. Can he catch up? Because I feel like he would have to undo his war crimes to catch up, right? I don't know if he can do that. Before she can answer, Zane immediately asks another question.
너는 죽음이 다가왔을 때에도 두려움이 없는 거야?
It's less fear and more loneliness. She laughs and speaks jokingly, her gaze shifting to the distant sky that's lit up by the bright lights and stars. Dying silently and maybe never being found, such a lonely thing scares me. Honestly, when I first saw you here, I was a bit nervous, but then I was grateful you were here.
왜?
Because even if I had any last wishes or final words, I could entrust them to...
네 헛소리 들으려고 여기까지 온 게 아닌데.
This story is... I feel kind of bad for Xavier now. This story is actually pretty good. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for Xavier. Zane coldly interrupts her, then shifts his gaze ahead. A doctor's mission is to save lives and provide aid. As one of his patients, she shouldn't talk about life and death so casually. I mean, thanks to you, I'm alive and well. She hands her phone to Zane, brushes a few strands of hair from her forehead, and shows him her faint scar. Hurry, take a picture for me. If we don't do it now, the scar will disappear. He's superstitious like any good doctor. Meanwhile, the camera cuts to Xavier eating lotion. He sighs softly, but he still takes the phone. Oh, that's so sad. She walks a few meters away. When she turns around, she sees one lantern after another floating into the air from the hills in the distance. Specks of light gather in the night, slowly going from a scattered display to one of magnificence. Look, Zane, isn't it beautiful? Zane's gaze lingers on her face for a moment, then he nods.
정말 예쁘네.
Oh, that's a cute trope, though. You misunderstand me. I was talking about the lights behind you.
오해 안 했어.
I didn't misunderstand. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Especially because he's more subtle. He doesn't say the second part. He doesn't say, I was talking about you. Xavier's like one of those dumb puppies. Can't figure out how to get his face into the jar. It's an oldie but a goodie trope. It is, right? It's very cute. He tries not to smile, lifts his phone and aims it at her.
자, 스마일.
Seven days later.
승객 여러분, 우리 비행기는 임천공항에 도착했습니다.
Coming to
즐거운 여행
Incheon.
되시길 바랍니다.
Coming to visit me. After getting off the plane, Zane collects his luggage and leads the drowsy girl to the underground parking lot.
너 먼저 데려다 줄게. 졸리면 차 안에서 좀 더 자. 왜 말이 없어?
The turn signal to make a left turn is on. Its faint ticking echoing inside the car. Zane looks over at the girl who has fallen asleep in the passenger seat at some point. As the car moves, her head slowly sways to the vehicle's rhythm.
우리 집으로 갈까?
The girl remains silent. The traffic light outside changes from green to red. He waits a moment, and when the traffic light is green again, he turns to glance at her profile.
대답 안 하면 네가 묵인한 걸로 알게.
Zane! Okay, that's Dawn breaks and soft sunlight filters through the blinds and lands on her eyes. Then again, I guess he doesn't want to fight with her door. Confused, she sits up. Dazed, she recalls she went straight to Zane's house last night. Yeah, and to be fair, like, it's very obvious that they're dating, so. She looks around, but he's nowhere to be seen in his room. Yeah, he also doesn't want to fight Xavier. I wouldn't either. The clock shows it's 10 a.m. Stepping out of the bedroom, she discovers the living room and kitchen are also empty. I hear the shower. There's only the sound of running water coming from the bathroom. Yep. 2 breakfasts that have been cooked sit on the dining table. The laptop on the desk has its screen lit up. I can't believe he's already working on his first day back home. What a workaholic. She's muttering to herself when the phone next to the laptop starts vibrating. A call from Grayson? Is it something urgent that needs Zane's attention? I can't just answer it. The ringing continues for a few more minutes before he hangs up. But after several seconds, her phone starts ringing. It's Grayson. Dr. Grayson, why did you make 2 phone calls?
역시 예상대로 이 교수님과 같이 있으셨군요.
How did you know?
이번 구조 활동의 명단은 무작위로 배정된 거예요.
Yeah, he even made breakfast.
원래 좀 더 안전한 곳으로 배정되셨어요. 그런데 헌터 명단에서 당신의 이름을 발견하고 자발적으로 더 위험한 봉쇄 구역에 지원하셨어요.
Aww. Her heart skips a beat. The myriad of doubts buried deep within her has found their answers.
별일은 없고요. 그냥 두 분이 무사히 돌아왔는지 확인차 전화했어요. 이 교수님이 말은 안 해도 속으로는 당신을 매우 신경 쓰고 있어요.
Yeah, he's not good at communication. Don't worry, we're okay. Footsteps approach from behind. When she turns around, Zane has come out of the bathroom. He's wearing a robe, wisps of steam still emanating from him. So this is his own robe. Well, to be fair, I guess we can't expect that Xavier would even own a bathrobe.
할 말을 다 했으니까 나머지는 알아서 잘 생각해 보세요. 제가 말했다는 건 비밀이에요.
That's actually what he wanted to say. Then why did he call Zane first? Zane's raccoon in danger sense was going off. To be honest, given the way she is, it's not really surprising that he's like overprotective and worried, right? I feel like normally I would find this trope a bit annoying, like, but I feel like in her case, just because we know how reckless and crazy she is, that it kind of makes more sense. The call ends and Zane is already in front of her. Water steadily drips from the ends of his hair and lands on the floor.
좋은 아침.
Xavier can teleport. It's very possible he teleported back home first to grab his robe. No, I just mean I don't believe that Xavier owns a robe.
주방에 아침 식사 있으니까 먹고 좀 더 자.
Can I use your bathroom? I need to calm myself down for a bit. See if I'm fully awake or not.
새 수건을 가져다 줄게.
That smirk. Do the anime waifu boobs have hanging out his ropes? And he knows he's giving us what the public wants. He may also own like 2 outfits. Yeah, Xavier, I doubt, has a very big wardrobe. When she leaves the bathroom, Zane is already seated and enjoying his coffee as he deals with work emails. She quietly tiptoes around him and leans in closer to hug him, but an idea pops into her head. Do you ever feel tired, Zane? Oh, they did give some details to his face. She touches his chin ever so slightly with her palm. Zane turns his head, a look of surprise on his face. He purses his lips, staring at her as if giving her permission to overstep. Her hands continue to wander under his bathrobe and touch his skin.
뭐해?
Shouldn't we see where your factory reset button is? She's looking for buttons to press. Oh my gosh. Hose her down, Zane. Yeah, the faintest facial hairs. Just to give an excuse to shave him. She answers without thinking too much about it. Zane is silent and then he grabs her hand.
아쉽게 됐네. 내 몸에는 네가 찾는 그런 건 없어.
In that case, we need to do a thorough inspection. Oh my gosh, MC! Under his robe. Yeah. MC, don't follow Chobit's rules. My god. MC is not holding back. Oh my gosh, MC, please. So it seems that she's probably horny on main in every card. There's no shyness. Like, you know how Rosa always has that little bit of shyness before they get to that stuff? This MC, no shyness at all. Wow. She pulls her hand back and leans in closer. Her fingers continue moving down, igniting his skin as she touches him. Oh my god, MC, please. Strange. If you aren't a robot, then how come you don't feel tired? At least this isn't a hotel. They are in the privacy of their home. But a hotel room is private too. He holds her restless fingers, carefully caressing the calluses on them. He brings her fingers to his lips. He's like, please stop.
외부 스위치는 거기가 아니라 여기 있어.
She's fully just going for it, right? Jesus. She's just groping. He hasn't even sat down for breakfast yet, and she's just groping. She sighs. He's not willing to tell her anything. Xavier and she got it on what work. Yeah, true. I guess they were on the job. Fair point. Fair point. You're right. You're right. After getting a razor, shaving cream, and a towel from the bathroom, she brings over a bar stool and sits behind him. She sets aside the laptop and coffee cup. Only then does Zane raise his head.
뭘 하려는 거야?
Don't move, Mr. Workaholic. It's time for your annual care routine.
면도를 해주는 게 첫 단계인가?
The moaning begins.
싫진 않아.
He's so pretty.
알았어. 가만히 있을게.
You probably should stay still. She's dangerous. She's gonna soon need a crochet. Flip back to me, hook, and tweezers to fix him up too. No. I hope she's not shaving him in the dark. I think that's lighting just for effect. Oh my. Okay. The shaving part's done, so. Wait. Where did the sound go?
더 협조할 거 있어?
Oh my gosh. Time for more groping. Oops, I got some shaving cream on him. No. Girl, please.
뭐해?
He said it was morning. True. Oh my gosh.
날 잡으러 오면 늑대라도 되는 거야.
Have you become a wolf? He says. I guess so. I think the razor's... Wow, she just went for it. That was her, right?
과일향 립밤을 바른 거야.
Oh my gosh, MC, please. That's the lotion. Hey, you. Why does it smell sweeter than usual?
평소보다 향이 더 달콤한 것 같은데.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think he just gave her a hickey on her boobs.
지금 일을 할 수 있을 것 같아.
Yes, she's rocking. Well, the chair is rocking from their activities. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is some softcore. Wow. It's still going. It's not done. You don't have to be so intense.
일도 안 되고 다른 것도 안 되면 그럼 네가 말해. 이제부터 뭘 하면 될까?
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. We saw something inappropriate. Ah, my innocent eyes. Okay. That was a lot. Wait. Yeah, they're still going. They were not done. Okay. Waking up in his arms, she sees his fingers twirling strands of her hair. Tender afternoon sunlight spills over them.
아침에 전화 왔었잖아. 누가 너한테 비밀 보고를 한 거야?
According to reliable intel, someone we both know has done a lot to show he cares about me, yet he refuses to admit it. This person must be sensitive, thoughtful, yet tacit about his feelings. On the couch, Zane slightly straightens his posture. He looks at her, a faint hint of a smile playing at the corners of his mouth.
설마 그 사람의 이름도 이선은 아니겠지?
His voice is soft, though through the loosely draped robe, she can almost feel the movement of his muscles and the beating heart in his chest. But she's very much aware of how close they are, very close.
작별 인사는 남겨진 사람한테 아주 중요한 거야.
Oh.
다음부터는 말 없이 떠나지 마.
Oh. I never intended to do that. An indescribable feeling suddenly fills her chest. It was a temporary assignment. The base's signal often gets jammed, and I can't always check in to let you know I'm safe. Aren't you also keeping things from me? The coincidences and annual travel pass from hospitals around the world. And you don't have any secret motives when you approach me?
내 사심이 궁금한 거였구나.
He looks at her for a long time and then abruptly brushes aside her hair and plants a tender kiss on her scar.
네가 위험하다는 소식을 다른 사람한테서 듣고 싶지 않아. 그게 내 사심이야.
Oh my gosh. Even thereafter...
꼭 내가 너랑 가깝지 않은 사람인 것처럼 느껴지잖아.
Oh. It makes me feel like someone who isn't close to you, he says. But even their after scene ties back to like the heart of the story, right? It's not just some joke about being silly enough to fall for the nuke makes me horny. Like, I feel bad for Xavier, man. I feel bad for Xavier. Zane is apparently quiet when getting his world rocked. Yeah, something was rocked. Our hearts are almost like they're stitched together with a crochet. Flip back to me. Suddenly he asked that question again.
생명의 위협을 받는 그 순간 정말 아무 생각도 안 했어?
Xavier drew the short straw, right? Her intuition tells her that what he really wants to know isn't this, but it doesn't matter. I figured out what I can be thinking about. I should think about how to live my life to the fullest. She cups Zane's cheek and looks into the eyes that only reflect her gaze. Because in this world, there's someone who'll like me as long as I'm alive. Oh my god! That's a good line. Oh, the writing is... Man, they got like at least the B team on this card, right? Man. That was really good. That was actually really good. Wow. Wow, that was such a good story. Holy crap. I didn't expect emotional catharsis as well. You know what I mean? I was ready to just joke around. Yeah, Trasher Kun gets a rare good line. Yeah, like I was expecting to just kind of have a good laugh at these Misty invasion cards because they're like, you know, it's the horny patch. But like reaching actual emotional catharsis. Wow. What? I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy to be a Zayn main right now.
왔어.
Wow.
오늘 회진할 때 어떤 꼬마
Okay,
하수가
so
나한테 특별 임무를
I
주는데
doubt I'll get a chance
오늘
to do
일찍
the other
그날
two cards,
선물을
but
챙겨서
I'm glad that we
얘기만
got to see
꺼내도
that.
웃음이 나오는 그 누나랑